Fairy Tale chapter 339. This is my second one, because there was a bug in the other one. I guess it's sometimes good to what happens when you are impatient, because it will always come back to you as karma. We got the other chapter that was promised. Now it's only one left, and this was a complete difference from the last chapter. This was a sad one. The Fairy Tale chapter 339. We are introduced to something. Doran Bolt has wiped the memories of the council and his colleague Lahar, because they do not want to shake the faith in their royal family, because they used the black magic of the Book of Sereth. And Cobra, he returned to jail willingly, but because he says it was nice to hear the voice of everyone, including his friend Kuberius, who is actually a human girl. Did anybody you watch the anime filler? I begin to wonder, was that one filler or not? Well, I guess somewhat filler, but not completely. But then he also mentions the gate of Hades will open, and for those who have read the Greece myth, the gate of Hades was Tartaros, where Hades ruled. But in Fairy Tale, Tartaros is the third dark guild that was Orasian Ses and the Grimhor Hato. That's of the Balalam Alliance. And I guess maybe they will be in this new arc. Fairy Tale kicked their asses. But Ultir and Meridi cannot find Ultir. However, an old lady approaches them, who gives them a note saying that her time is over and this was the end of her journey. She begs them to follow crime secure, to never forgive your sins, to not have your sins be crushed, and live for the day that your sins will be forgiven, and never to stop loving people. And as they do that, we also see Gray and the rest of Team Natsu riding a wagon. Natsu feeling sick as usual, and Gray sees that old lady, and suddenly he seems to recognize her. And then the old lady says something extremely poetic. I, for one, think that it's extremely poetic. What she says is, "I have always hated my life. No matter how much I lived, the hatred, the anxiety, the anger could never be suppressed." I'm sorry, I have to read this. And but when she looked up in the sky, she felt like she was small, and that endless world was spreading before her. And the most poetic line is this: "The light pouring down and illuminating that small me. It was almost as if that light was a shower, washing away my sins." Goodbye, my fellow people. That old lady is Ultir. Gray wants to stop the wagon, however, the old lady Ultir nods, saying everybody needs to think she's gone. The real power of the lost Aegis is not the sacrifice of a lifetime. It's not the sacrifice of one's life, it's the time of life. A youthful one suddenly became old. She's no longer the young Ultir that we knew. Instead, she's old. And she's gone. She can never be the Ultir we know. Therefore, she technically is dead. She sacrificed her young time to give the rest of the world hope and precious life. I guess that could say that time really is precious. Meridi and Gray weeps, as Gray says, like mother, like daughter. Goodbye, Ultir. In a way, this is actually very similar to Rave. Not completely, but a little bit. A man who used time actually did die in a previous time. Technically, it's not similar since Ultir did not die. However, she's still not young. However, and also another thing. I know a lot of people is gonna be angry now that she's alive. However, think about it. At least she's not young anymore, okay? Truly, that was a little bit down chapter. Liv, I'll see you next time.